It's been almost 20 years since the very first Def Jam video game came out. And I believe the very first Def Jam game was Vendetta from 2003. That was a classic for the PS2, and it was followed by an even better sequel, Def Jam Fight from New York, which came out back in 2004. And honestly, out of the trilogy of games that we saw in the Def Jam series, the first one, Fight for New York, and Icon from '07, Fight for New York was definitely the best out of the three. Almost everything was perfect. The graphics, the I guess like the raw look that it had, the roster of Def Jam rappers, the multiple the multiple game modes in relation to match types, the blood, the profanity, all that stuff. It was amazing. And I honestly feel like, the first and second Def Jam games should have been remastered a long time ago. And whether or not, Electronic Arts, plans on remaking or remastering the Def Jam trilogy, I think it's definitely out of the question, and that ship has sailed a long time ago because that the first two Def Jam games could have been remastered for the PS3 between '08, '09, or 2010, 2011, and it never happened. And there's probably a couple of reasons for that. I'm pretty sure like both of those games had licensed music, and the rappers had trademark names and stuff like that. So I think stuff like those type of obstacles would be tough to get around, along with the fact that even though those games were popular back in the mid 2000s, the landscape of gaming had changed dramatically, and more people were into first person shooters and action adventure games and RPGs and stuff like that. So pretty much gaming just kept changing. Also, online gaming got really popular during the late 2000s, early teens. People started getting into MMORPGs and stuff like that, and as a result, I think the Def Jam video game series became a thing of the past. If EA had decided to remaster the three Def Jam games from the 2000s, would it be a big deal, and would it turn heads within the gaming world? Absolutely, but at the same time, it seems something that's unrealistic, and I feel like if EA had planned on doing that, they would have done so a long time ago, either for the PS3 or during the PS4 era of gaming. Because I don't think you can play any of those games on the PS5, not to my knowledge, because I believe the PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4 games. And if we were to get a remake of, I guess, a modern day Def Jam game with a modern day roster of rappers who are signed to Def Jam, it would be interesting, but I don't think it would be the same as what we got for Fight for New York, only because hip hop back in the 2000s was way more popular than it is right now, and you hardly ever hear hip hop music on the radio unless you're at 93.7, because I remember hip hop used to be played frequently on 95.7 back in the 2000s, but it just goes to show you how much time has changed. And unfortunately, we have to stomach the mediocre pop music that's on the radio nowadays. I mean, there's some hits and misses when it comes to music on the radios nowadays, and honestly, I feel like pop music has gotten a little bit better within the past couple of years than what it was back in 2017, 2018. But yeah, I do feel that the first two Def Jam games could have been remastered many years ago, and Def Jam Icon is just a game that it was an embarrassment in my opinion, because the game had amazing graphics and a nice look to it, but it just felt like it was thrown together, and that I don't know. It's like it looked like it'd be better off as a standalone game opposed to being a part of the Def Jam video game series. But that's just my personal opinion on that. It seems unlikely that the Def Jam trilogy is going to be remade or remastered and re-released for the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. I believe rapper Ice-T had expressed some interest or basically advocated for that to happen like sometime in the future, but I don't know if it's going to happen because obviously EA has bigger fish to fry with various other video game series like Need for Speed and what have you.